I woke up.
All right. Let's get it. This is Anthony. Pretty much here to just give you some Chiefs talk for the day. What's up, all my Chiefs fans out there? You know I'm a homer, just from the state of Missouri. But the main story today, there wasn't really too much news. We just got through wrapping up the draft. We also had Jamaal Charles sign that one-day contract. So Jamaal Charles, you know, is my favorite all-time running back from the Chiefs. Better than Priest, better than Larry Johnson, of course. I mean, Priest was good and all, but I think Jamaal Charles, he was the truth. Leader of all-time modern era yards per carry. Really, I think if he wouldn't have been in the terrible era of the Chiefs, would have had a chance to go down as one of the best running backs ever. He's definitely the most underrated to me, personally. I know I'm a homer, but with that being said, Jamaal Charles is the truth. So we got to see it a little bit whenever he was first with Alex Smith, but he was already on the downside of his career at that point. Pretty much all to say, give my kudos to him, man. Happy to see him come back for a day. Really wish we'd have seen him and Mahomes. Whew, that high-powered offense with Jamaal Charles. That speed. Did a lot of the things Tyreek did. But, you know, it's just a little bit right before Tyreek's time, before he really got to before he got to enjoy the time that he had with Mahomes. That one good season. Speaking of Tyreek, man, so before I get to that, I just want to say congratulations to the Hall of Fame numbers, Hall of Fame career Jamaal Charles had. If he'd have been on a better team, I think he definitely would have been a Hall of Famer. But now it's kind of on the verge. We'll see. So with that being said, Tyreek, I don't want to talk too much about him because we still don't know. I don't want to speculate. If he's guilty, God needs to go. He needs to get out. But at the same time, there's too much evidence that's not really proven yet. You know, it's a lot of things that's still up in the air. You don't know really about his fiance. She's still pregnant. He called the cops, apparently, is the news that came out, which he wouldn't do if he was guilty, but I don't know. So I don't want to speculate too much yet. None of the facts are out there quite yet. Hope the best. It's not looking promising. I will say that he's got to go if he's guilty. Even if he's threatening his wife or anything like that, it's not a safe environment for his kiddo. I feel bad for this little man. Apparently he's safe, so that's all that matters. Now, we have followed up draft week. With that being said, the draft was actually kind of good. It turned out to be nice for the Chiefs. Watched some highlights. Their first pick was Mecole Hardman. Dude can fly. This dude is fast. I didn't realize he was that good either. He has other skills. Put up 2 really good productive seasons, I think. Even though they're a run-happy offense. Run-heavy, whatever you want to call it. But I think that was a good pickup. I'm ready for him ready to see his fireworks with this offense, see what he can produce on the field itself. I really like Juan Thornhill. Defensive tackle also from the FCS. Colin, however you say his name. Dude's a beast. 320 doing flips, back flips, and monster on the field. Aaron Donald of the FCS is what they say. I think he's going to be the truth, but we'll see. You never quite know who's going to pan out when it comes to getting to the NFL, but I think the Chiefs have a good staff to do it. I think they got some people who can actually play and produce this year. In the years past, you know, it's always been get depth or I think Brett Veach did a good job getting players who can actually produce on the field this year, including Mr. Darwin, little beast mode. They try to compare him to Kareem Hunt. I don't really see that. I mean, I understand it doesn't really go down easy, but dude's a beast. More like a Darren Sproles in a kind of way is what I would compare him to. But if he maxes on that potential, dude is going to be some nice. He's going to make Chiefs fans happy out there. So we will see what's going on with these draft picks. Overall, I will say the Chiefs offense, you never quite know what's going to happen with Tyreek. But the Chiefs offense, I think, is going to look really nice still. They got running backs who will lack, that'll help that transition from not having a Tyreek Hill. So I will say that I think that that was a great pickup to get Carlos Hyde, to get Thompson, to go along with Damian. Darrell Williams, I really like him. I hope he gets his opportunity, but I don't know if I quite see it. However, I will say that I like him. I like Sherman also. I think a lot of people sleep on him, but dude's a tank. He can block. He can catch. For a fullback, he's Mr. All-Purpose. So I like the running backs. Of course, Mahomes, the truth. You can't go wrong with the MVP. He's only 23 in his MVP season. He's leading the team. You hear all these reports. Matthew out there, Breland, defenders on the team are talking about how this guy is incredible, how he can lead. I think that goes a long way. It's nice to see the Chiefs actually have this quarterback who is looks the part on the field and off the field. So that's pretty impressive, even though he's getting pulled in these different directions. I like what Mahomes is doing for the squad, for the Kansas City area. This man's looking like the truth, the real deal. I mean, one season, a lot of people still are going to be naysayers. Whatever. I'm happy to have him as the quarterback for the Chiefs for the next decade at least. And pay that man. Pay him his money. Well, I will say that the offense as a whole, I wish they would have gotten a little bit more interior help or maybe even tackle depth on the offensive line. Not worried about it, but it would be nice to see. They got that last pick. I think it was a 7th round pick. I like him, but I don't know. I think he's just there for maybe special teams project player. Maybe have a chance to make the squad and actually in a year or two get some production from him. We'll see. Now, wide receivers. I'm skeptical. I really think the MVP cannon arm and the Andy Reid connection is going to drive this offense no matter what. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to throw that 50 and 5,000 though. I'm pretty with the receivers that they have. I want to say that Sammy Watkins needs to be healthy. Miss maybe 1 or 2 games. I mean, he's going to miss probably more than that, but I think he can. If this is the season, he's going to be healthy. This is the time to do it. So we have Sammy, Mecole. I think Demarcus Robinson. I think is going to be he's going to be a little better than what Chris Conley was last year. Don't know how much he's going to do going forward, but we'll see, because I really like Pringle, also Garrett Dieter, Marcus Kemp. I think those guys will fill in the extra little, give you that supplement that you need from the receiving core. Now, tight ends, Travis Kelce. They didn't address anybody as a backup tight end, but Andy Reid, I think, talent evaluator, is going to be able to grab somebody undrafted free agency. Tyreek is gone, so Patrick Mahomes is going to lean on Travis a lot more this year, even though he had a career year last year. Hopefully that surgically, he had an operation on his ankle, I believe it was. Hopefully that's good to go by the season come, training camp and everything. Travis is back to doing Travis things. So offense, I think they're looking pretty good. I would say Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to put together 40 touchdowns, maybe about 4,500 passing yards, which is great. So I think he's going to put up another MVP-type caliber season. Offense may not be number 1 ranked, but they'll definitely be top 5. Now the defense, I don't know about anybody else. I am ecstatic. I am loving what they did on defense. Got rid of Bob Sutton. That was the first step. I think a lot of the Chiefs fans, a lot of people in general, my wife can watch. She can watch the game and be like, oh my goodness, their defense. So anyways, defense, Bob Sutton was a huge relief to let go. Spags, I don't know, a lot of people are knocking him, but I think Spags is going to be when he was winning Super Bowls, he had a defensive line, and the defensive line was addressed. Frank Clark, huge addition. I like the extra pieces. Chris Jones, of course, the man amongst boys. that dude is going to be a beast again. And I think he can probably increase his sack total again, which will be a pretty phenomenal. Think about it from his position. But Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Agba, Okafor. I think Breland Speaks, we'll see. He might can produce a little bit there. But I think Derek Nottie, I think Colin Saunders, all of these boys will produce, and they'll have a nice rotation where nobody is going to have to play a ton of snaps. There's going to be no 80% of the snaps probably. But they're going to dominate, and they're going to be fresh throughout the whole game, throughout the whole season. Albeit hopefully, knock on wood, there's no injuries. But I will say, even if they did, I think they could definitely make up for it with the amount of talent that they have. Linebackers, I'm a little bit worried about it, but I think Hitchens, my man Hitchens is going to probably produce now. Whereas beforehand, last year, Bob Sutton had him in the wrong position. He's out there covering all the running backs. This man needs to line up and go. Go for the running back. Go for the quarterback. He's going to line up and be able to actually blitz some. So I think him, Ragland, have a year. Ragland's going to be able to come into the year healthy. I know I'm early. But Ragland's going to be healthy. I think Dorian O'Daniel is going to be a beast. Ben Neiman, I really would like to see him get some snaps. It's good to not have people like Terrence Smith back there anymore, but I think Ben Neiman is going to be nice. Wilson, I don't really care if he's going to get that much production. I don't see him getting too much anyways. Maybe a good special teams player, which is not what they brought him in for, but I don't see him doing too much. The safeties, Matthew, Juan Thornhill, what a great draft pick. Tremendous draft pick. He's going to come in and get some snaps right away, probably start at that free. I like Armani Watts a lot more than a lot of other people. Armani Watts is going to be pretty good as well. That safety rotation. Daniel Sorensen is going to be able to play up closer to the line now. Spags is not going to have him doing crazy stuff that he can't do. So that's a huge benefit to have just a defensive coordinator who's actually going to be able to put people in the right position. He's going to blitz, which is nice because I think he is actually a phenomenal blitzer. So Daniel Sorensen is going to be able to put in better positions now. The corners are better than last year. Corner-wise, you get Brashad Breeland out there, Kendall Fuller, and also I like Charvarius Ward with another year under his belt. I think Breeland is actually he was hurt a lot last year. I think he started getting healthy, so he's going to come in with a full tank of gas, proving a point. Excited to play for a team that has Mahomes and a playoff caliber right away just because he's playing for Andy Reid. So I think that's going to light a fire underneath the corner group. Kendall Fuller was put in a bad position last year, but I thought he was solid. He wasn't as what I expected to get last year, but I think he's going to be able to produce a little bit better now with a better defensive line overall, a better scheme that's going to blitz from everywhere. It sucks to lose Eric Berry, Justin Houston, who I really didn't want to see go, but the money speaks for itself. He's not a top 5 player anymore. So I think losing them along with D Ford, after that offsides in the Super Bowl, I know it wasn't just his fault, but that could have changed the whole thing right there. So cost us a Super Bowl appearance. I really do think that their overall corner depth is better. Safeties, Tyrann Mathieu. I'm excited to see what this man's going to bring to the squad. Frank Clark. So you got leadership as a whole on the defense that are younger, that are more energetic. I think they're ready to grasp this opportunity they have ahead of them. As long as Matthew can stay healthy, their secondary is going to be really good. I think it all depends on his health, which he's proven last year in Houston that he can actually be healthy. So we will see, but I really think that's it all depends on him in the secondary, and then Andy Reid is going to get you to the playoffs. Mahomes is going to get you wins in the playoffs, and the defense, just don't screw it up. The defense has an option to be the savior of the Super Bowl hopes, which is odd to think about, but I do think. I really think that they're going to do some things this year. 3 points away from the Super Bowl appearance. I don't think they get any worse. Top 5 on offense. I don't think they get any worse on defense. You can't. You really cannot get worse. So I think the defense is going to be on the verge of a top 15. just because of the additions. They don't have any weaknesses. Corner could say that's their biggest weakness, or linebacker, but the scheme overall is going to help both of them, and they got better players around them. And you have other players going to line up all over the place on defense. So I think the offense is looking really great. Top 5, defense being top 15. With that being said, it's a way early, projected overview of the squad. But Andy Reid's going to get this team to the playoffs no matter what. All these people talking about the Chargers, blasphemy. Get out of here. The Chargers are the Chargers. They'll do good. They're talented, but they'll screw it up. It's what they do. So I really think Andy Reid has the division. The AFC West is theirs. Now, this is a really early outlook, so you may have somebody come in. All these people are talking about Patrick Peterson. I don't see the Cardinals giving up on letting him go at all, one bit. So with that being said, Chiefs are looking really solid. Chiefs fans, you have an offseason to endure. It's going to be a little bit now after the draft before you really start hearing things. You may get a little bit of Tyreek news. At that point, I'm sure you'll hear about it. There's about a 2% chance I think he's on the Chiefs to going forward next year. With 2%, that's if he's cleared of everything and finds out that he didn't do anything wrong to his son. The fact is he has a broken arm. Facts are most likely that he did it, but we'll see once everything, all the details kind of come about. So you got a long offseason. I think a lot kind of rides on his shoulders for the offense. That'll bring the top 5 guaranteed to probably the number 1 again if he's healthy, which at that point, ooh boy. So I just think a lot of people right now are predicting the Chiefs to be this 9-7, 10-6. Like, get out of here. I think that's crazy, but every single year it's like that. It is what it is, being from Kansas City area, from Missouri. But I think Kansas City fans are used to it, and we kind of thrive for that. So, any amount of pressure, I don't think they feel it. Whenever things go well, they'll feel it. Now I'm just kind of rambling at this point. All this just to say, though, go Chiefs. Start doing a little bit more videos, kind of keeping you up to date a little bit here, but I will say they're looking great to me. I think they're guaranteed to be playoffs. And after that, Mahomes, me homie. Let's do this thing, man.